What's up? Today I'm talking about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart as I've been a woman for 36 years, probably had a menstrual cycle for 22 of those years, and I've been an entrepreneur for 10. So if you're listening to this, you are probably somebody who has a menstrual cycle, or if you are a partner of somebody who does, then even better. Thank you for tuning in. You're going to learn a lot. So I want to start off kind of by sharing that, I want to share my current reality and a reality that will probably help you feel really seen. And this is a conversation I've had with so many of our students, business owners who are female entrepreneurs. And then I want to give some things that have really helped me. So first off, I want to start by saying it's taken me a really long time to get here, but I have 10 out of 10 optimal hormonal function. In fact, my nurse practitioner, functional medicine provider, she, on my most recent labs, she told me that I get the gold star for the best lab work that I've seen all year. So I can't imagine, actually I can imagine because I've been there, but how much worse it is for women who this is not the case. Like the ups and downs are so much harder. I've been there. So praise God that I'm here because it's been a battle to get here. And so even as a female with optimal hormones, 3 days out of my month, 3 to 4 still suck. Like I don't problem solve nearly as well. I get tired a lot easier. At times I just want to burn my entire business down. I judge myself for not being as sharp as normal. I then get imposter syndrome and I wonder, has all of my success just been some type of fluke? I'll deal with rage, irritability, sadness. And it's just honestly, once the progesterone just dives down, it's like all the confidence and happiness also leaves right along with the progesterone. So days 22 of 25 or 26 of my cycle, right before, right in the luteal phase, right before I start bleeding, just stay out of my fucking way. Anybody else feel that? And if you're gosh, I have those feelings, but I've never attributed it to my cycle. I don't track it that closely. My God, it will change your life. And if you're someone who doesn't experience this, well, good for you, but I can't trust you. You're like the girl who says, oh, I just can't gain weight no matter what I eat. You're not in the same club. I mean, you're not the same. But if you are like the rest of us, and this is resonating, this is a topic that I've just thought about a lot. There are so many women inside of our community, inside of IFCA, business owners, female business owners who, I'll be talking to them about something that is seemingly logical, that we have data to show, not a big deal in the business, and the emotion slips in. It's bigger than that. And, we'll be problem solving and we'll be talking about the mindset that goes along with business. And then I'll just say, hey, where are you at in your cycle? And they just laugh. I'm like, yeah, right. It's big right now, huh? How do we manage that, right? When business it's a tough game. It requires you to use your mind and your skills and your communication and just these things that just seem to leave us for 3 to 4 days. What do we do? So I've found some really helpful things that have helped me not want to burn my business down, or at the very least, just continue to power through during these 3-4 days where I really feel like this. So let's see, I have 6 things that have really, really helped me. Number 1, I have right in my Google Calendar, it says luteal phase every single month when I'm in my luteal phase, because I know when this happens. And if you're like, how do you know that? I use an app called Clue, and I have for probably 6 years, and have tracked my cycle and all the symptoms of my cycle, and it has really, really helped just spot on know how I should feel or how I will feel. Just so much evidence and data in there now. So I would really suggest tracking your cycle if you're not doing that. But many health and fitness professionals were already thinking this way. We're already doing this. We just don't stop and think of how it might affect our business, but believe me, it does. So anyway, I track my luteal phase every single month in my Google Calendar. That does a couple of things for me. It serves as a reminder to me, to everyone who can see my calendar, my husband, who's also my business partner, my EA. It's just a reminder of where I'm at. If I have a stacked day with some important things, but at the top I have that luteal phase reminder, it's just a good reminder to me, right? But number 2, it allows for a future gauge for scheduling for things that might be inside of my control. If I have the option to plan a really big talk, the week before that week or the week after that week, then I would choose that, right? Rather than going, you know what, I'm going to put it right here when my anxiety is the highest, when I don't feel my best, then it allows for some scheduling. So that's number 1, just put it in the calendar. Number 2, this is something I don't do. This is something I tried to do for a really long time. And then I just realized that I thought the advice was stupid. So if you've ever heard people say, you work things in your business around that week. Well, I've just found that doesn't work. I don't remove things from my calendar because of my menstrual cycle. And the way that I look at it now is business moves on, life moves on. Just because I have a period doesn't mean that I get to stop stop things for 3 to 4 days. Okay. Hot take here. Some people might disagree with me, but stick with me. So instead of saying, I can't take this sales call, or I can't deliver this talk, or I can't show up on this podcast, or whatever it is, I simply reset my expectations. So instead, when I do that thing during that time and I don't feel as sharp as I feel the other 26 days out of the month, I just don't judge myself. I just tell myself, hey, it's okay. I'm a human. There's a chemical reason in my brain that this is happening, right? There's like a good reason for it. And there's going to be more sales calls, and there's going to be more podcasts, and there's going to be more opportunities to do this thing. So I just don't let myself spiral. I just go, oh yeah, duh. Like, of course I couldn't come up with the right word, or, of course I just wasn't completely doing my best, even though I was trying. The judgment is what in fact makes it so much worse. So tip number 2, just don't remove things from your calendar. Just let life go on, because we're talking about a very, very small portion of your month. Number 3 is I warn my husband. The first day that the clouds start creeping in, I'm usually not like full force bitch mode, negativity mode yet. I'm just feeling it creep on. And no matter how long I've collected this data and like how well in tune I am with my body, still the first day, every time I'm like, gosh, why do I feel like this? And then I check my Clue app and I'm like, oh, duh. Or I look at my Google Calendar and I'm like, yeah, of course. That's why I feel like this. The minute that starts to creep in, I have a conversation with Jordan, and this has made my life 100% better. I have a conversation with him and I just say, hey, so I'm in that 3 to 4 day window right now. I need you to bear with me. And I'll just share my honest, raw thoughts. Like last month I said, and to be completely honest with you, I know you're not doing anything wrong, but I'm just like looking for you to be doing something wrong. I said, I'm trying my best to take everything personally, and I'm just having like a hard time. And I just want to kind of just like jump down your throat, if I'm being honest. And it's not you, it's me. And he was like, okay, received. And thank you for warning me. And I'm like, look, and this is my responsibility to manage this. I'm just letting you know in case my tone of voice is off or whatever, or like, if you could give me a little grace the next few days, that'd be awesome. Because what we found is like 85% of our arguments and disagreements, they happen during this phase where I'm just ultra sensitive, more emotional about things, not like my clear, level-headed, challenger, problem-solving type of self. And if we can avoid those by just like a simple warning and some, hey, let's work together for the next few days, our marriage is so much better, our partnership is so much better. Number 4, I also warn my EA. So this may apply, may not apply, but she works so closely with me. Obviously, she's in the business, right? She's someone that I'm just so extremely and brutally honest with. And I talk to her about so many things that, affect her job, affect the whole company. And during those few days, I'm just like a lot of times monologuing my true, honest thoughts. And so I just tell her, I'm just like, hey, I'm in the window for the next 4 days. Take what I'm saying right now with a grain of salt, because there's a chance it has like a little negative. There's a chance it's a little more cynical in my tone than normal. There's a chance I don't even mean it, right? And I'm making myself out to kind of sound like a psychopath right now, which I'm not that bad, but I just try my best to have awareness around these things. So if you've noticed, goodness, everything just seems so bigger. I'm so much bigger. I'm just in the clouds. Like, it's just a simple warning to those around you. Hey, I'm dealing with this, and this is how you can help support me, or just don't even really listen to me right now. Shelly, EA, ops manager, both her and Jordan, they always see me cry in this window of time. And without the warning, I just feel like they would, look at me, who's usually pretty fucking solid, like pretty mentally sound, optimistic, I'm one way. 95% of the time, they'd probably be a little thrown off, like, whoa, you okay? Not Jordan, he's used to it by now. And probably not Shelly either, but I want them to know what we're dealing with. And so then when I cry, or I'm just being different during that 10% of the time, 5% of the time, like, oh, okay, yeah, I know you. I know you'll get back. Which leads into my 5th point is I always circle back when the clouds are clear, and I do like a little check-in or apology round on things. And I'm sharing this because transparently this month, for some reason, not for some reason, I know the reasons, but this month it was worse than it's been in other months. I'll just share the reason. This month, it just collided with a lot of other things. Jordan and I always have this kind of running thing where it's like, hey, we both can't be down at the same time. And it's always worked out that way. We never, ever are. We have these polar opposite energy states. And whenever I'm down, he's carrying the team and vice versa. But we both were just at a little of a mental low point, and then a couple people on our team who usually carry us, same thing this month. And so many things were happening around me that gave me so much evidence to just go, gosh, I hate this whole thing. Burn this business down. It's too hard. I can't do it. I can't move forward, which is ironic, right? Because I just recorded a couple of podcasts on how to not do that in business. But I hope you know that I'm still very much a human, and this still comes up for me. So what I try to do the minute I recognize, man, I feel good. I like business again. I like problem solving. These problems in business, they bring me excitement now, not like, dread like I was feeling the last few days. Who do I need to go back around in the circle to and just like let them know, hey, sorry, I think I was having a bad day. And this is an exact example of a message that I sent to someone on my team today, because today my head is out of the clouds. Here I am recording the podcast about it. But I sent this message to a person on my team, a couple people, but here's one from somebody. And I said, hey, I just want to let you know I'm feeling a lot more optimistic today around the business and everything in general. Today I'm actually excited for the first time all week to solve problems, and I feel like my normal challenge-seeking, problem-solving self. We just had an amazing sales huddle where we spent an hour collaborating on some marketing struggles with the new VSL and the nature of our clients, yada, yada, yada. I said a lot of technical stuff you don't need to know here about like exactly what I was working on. And then I shared that the last 3 days I've just been in a really bad headspace and in a, I can't keep doing this, so maybe I'll just look for excuses why this isn't working and why the whole business is fucked up mindset. And this is me just being brutally honest with teammates. So maybe this is good leadership, maybe it isn't, but it's worked for me. And I, wrapped it up by saying, it turns out I'm still very much human. Thanks for being patient with me. And I think that's just critical, right? Whether it's you're the leader of a big company like ours, or you are married, or you do something rather than go, oh man, I'm just gonna like be extra nice now, or I'm just gonna be extra optimistic. Just clear the air. Hey, you know how I said that yesterday, and I kind of said it like this. Yeah, I'm sorry, that wasn't me, and I was just having a bad day, and I was just looking at it through a bad lens. That goes such a long way to just send a simple apology because you weren't completely yourself. And then last, cold plunge. Cold plunge because it's just really hard to be annoyed and feel this way about anything when you're sitting in 37-degree water. Because when you're sitting in freezing cold water, the only thought you can have is, I can't wait until this is over. Quiet your mind, breathe. I can't wait until this is over. At least that's all the thoughts that go on in my mind. And it just makes everything else disappear. And then you get out with an overwhelming sense of gratitude that it is over and everything just feels great again because of perspective. Those are a few things that helped me through it. This is a conversation I love to have. So if you've listened and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel the same way. I thought I was the only one. I thought I was crazy. Or maybe you feel 10 times more than me, because when I actually had hormonal imbalances, I was a crazy person. Like this wasn't just like, oh, I don't quite feel myself for a few days. Like mentally, I was really off. So hopefully this resonates. If it does resonate, shoot me a DM. Like I said, I love having this conversation. And if you have any additional tips to add, give me some material. Shoot me the additional tips, the additional things that you found over in my DMs. And I love you guys. Thanks for joining. If you're a man, send this to your significant other who might have this struggle, whether it be in business or just normal life. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.